Welcome to Media and Lead, and this is Two Things. I got nothing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start it like that, and we're going to get into it. So this is our third week doing it. Last week was the holiday, so we kind of didn't do this, but we're doing it now. I'm Dan, as always, and Isaiah.
Yo.
So this is the top 5 weekend box office for the week of 11/25 to 11/27, so essentially the holiday weekend. And coming in at number 5 for its second week out is The Menu. Last week was ranked number 2 in its first week. And this weekend we have $5,478,000. Last week, not just over 9 million. So it does have a drop off, which I've been kind of watching this one closely because I really enjoyed this movie. I've seen it twice, and I'm hoping it does well.
I already know a couple people who are still going out to see it. Like, I talked to somebody at work today, and I was like, have you seen anything recently? They're like, no, but we're going to go see this weekend The Menu. And I was like, oh, yeah, go see that one. I've been telling everybody to go see it.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why it's this low is because you had a ton of new things come out, which we'll get to, because like that's like the big difference is like a ton of new things came out. So what I'm hoping is going to happen is next week we'll see The Menu kind of go back up as some of these things drop down, since they're just kind of working off that initial boost. Because at number 4 we have Devotion. So this is a brand new one, and its box office earning was just under $6 million. And I thought a very fun, unfair comparison that made me laugh, because Devotion is like this like war pilot type of movie or something. I was like, oh yeah, let's compare it to Top Gun Maverick, which opened to 126 million.
Yeah, it's also got Hangman in it.
Yeah, I know. That's
Pretty
the
good.
other thing that made me just think of it, is it's like, oh, I liked him in Top Gun Maverick. He's in this one. It seems like even though like they're out very, not very near to each other, but like there's no way like they started filming Devotion after like Top Gun Maverick came out and was successful. But it's funny that he's in two movies like this about like flying planes.
We have Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which is a sequel to the Knives Out movie from, was it 2019?
2019, yes.
Yeah. This one it's in its first week, and it started with $9.2 million, which is compared to the first Knives Out movie of $26.7 million. So not doing as well. And from what you told me the other day, this is just a limited theatrical release and will be on Netflix starting today, right?
No, actually, like a month later. So I think it's December 13th or something.
Of course, take it
So,
out of
yeah.
the movies, because I missed the chance to see it. So
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. I thought it was a little interesting to see to compare it to Knives Out, because Knives Out was, pre 2020, when the movie theaters essentially died. Because I was going through like a bunch of the numbers for movies, and it's like I'd see like a horror, like your standard B like type of horror movie, like something Barbarian-esque or like Smile-esque, and it's making like triple, quadruple the amount of money that like Smile did on its opening weekend or something. And it's just because people aren't going to the theaters anymore, because, for instance, with Glass Onion, it's like you could see it in theaters or just wait until the middle of December and watch it, quote unquote, for free on Netflix.
yeah, by proxy, the pandemic killed it, but it wasn't necessarily the pandemic. It was the pandemic shifting things to streaming.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue, because
And
if they didn't do a major shift on streaming and people just got used to it for a year and a half,
yeah.
then it would be right back to normal. But
I mean, that's why we get stuff like The Northman, which just doesn't do well anymore, because it's like you could watch The Northman or you could watch whatever's on Disney Plus right now.
yeah, and I think The Northman's already on HBO Max, so
Yeah,
all you had to
something
do
like
was wait a few months. So
yeah, and
I don't know.
that's the thing I think is unfortunate, because I think Glass Onion is like on the same level as Knives Out. It's one of the most like thrilling type of movies, and like I know a lot of people who hate The Last Jedi, because they're all made by the same person, Rian Johnson. A lot of people who hate The Last Jedi who love Knives Out, because it's like everything I hated about The Last Jedi, Knives Out did correctly. I think the only difference between Glass Onion and Knives Out is Knives Out has a much more well-rounded cast. Like all the cast has something to do, whereas there's some characters in Glass Onion that kind of don't have much to do in the movie. But it kind of does the same thing without actually doing the same thing of like playing on your expectations and being very fun.
This is probably what Ryan Johnson,
Ryan, I think.
Rian Johnson. This is probably what he can do as a director when he's not handcuffed by shitbag scumbag Disney. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's the other thing. It's just like, all right, I'm not working for a Disney anymore. I'm just gonna make my own mystery
yeah.
movie with expectations, and then I think the success of the movie speaks for itself. So yeah, it's like get away from Disney, because speaking of Disney, number two, we got Strange World, which I'll get. I have some stuff to say about this movie.
This
It's
one is
brand new.
shocking.
It's brand new. Its box office gross for a brand new Disney animated movie is 12 million, just over $12 million.
Not 112 million.
Yeah, yeah. And you
12
think,
million.
oh, it's number two at the box office. Yes, with 12 million. And so, okay, cool, it's number two. But if you read any article about this movie, it's losing over $100 million compared to what they thought it was going to get. But Lightyear opened at 118 million.
And that was considered a flop.
Yeah. I think it sucks that it's at number two because it should be lower. All right, I think Glass Onion should be high. I think the menu deserves to be of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it bombs. But I also wouldn't be surprised completely if more kids go see it after like the Thanksgiving weekend's over or something.
One thing working against Strange World is, yes, we had the holiday, but kids were off. So the kids were off
True.
starting Wednesday this week. So they had the entire, like, I know, Thursday people were pretty much staying inside, but I don't even know if it came out on Thursday. So Friday through Sunday, the kids were still on their little vacation. So
yeah.
But
don't you worry about Disney, because number one.
Number one, which, I mean, just basically glancing at the other four, has made more than the other four combined. The box office gross for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, obviously previous ranking of 1, current ranking of 1, $45 million this week, or this weekend, and last week $66.4 million. I think we've talked about this on numerous occasions, so we'll just move on to the movies coming up this week.
There's going to be quite a few interesting movies to talk about on this list, but one of the actual good ones that I'm excited for is Violent Night, starring David Harbour. It's going to be in theaters. It's made by Universal Pictures. Its genre is an action, comedy, crime. The summary is, when a group of mercenaries attack the estate of a wealthy family, Santa Claus must step in to save the day and Christmas.
And now, it's not Mall Santa Claus. Let's be very clear on this. This is actual Santa Claus. So he's got his naughty and nice list. He's coming down the chimney. I guess we finally see how Santa comes down the chimney, and it's through mystical gold smoke dust.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if you remember the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, it's like that Santa Claus, but he's played by David Harbour, and it's directed by the guy who made Nobody.
This has a chance to be one of the best Christmas movies ever.
Oh yeah, so my brother described it perfectly, where he's like, people who say Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, they said, all right, let's just make a Christmas Die Hard movie then.
Yes. So you have Die Hard, you have Christmas Vacation, you have Home Alone, and you have this. This is going to be up there. I hope, because I'm pumped for this. And I'm a Grinch when it comes to Christmas. I don't like any of this Christmas shit. I went to the mall on November 1st and they were already playing Christmas music. It's like, give me a chance. Like, if we did Christmas December 17th to the 25th, 1 week, you get a week ahead, fine. But it gets so overplayed. So,
but then we go from that to this next
spoiler alert. That's actually the name of the movie. It's not,
Spoiler alert, it's not that good.
Yeah. This has the dude from that movie where people, it's the movie, or sorry, the TV series
from Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, where all the fake nerds come from.
Yeah.
This is a Focus Features film. It's a comedy and drama. The story of Michael Osiello and Kit Cowan's relationship that takes a tragic turn when Cowan is diagnosed with terminal cancer. Now, we watch all these trailers, And I couldn't get through the trailer because I'm like, this is generic ass. I didn't even get to the cancer part of the trailer, if there
It
even
was so
was one.
long.
Yeah, so I'm watching it like, this is generic ass love story. I'm good. I get it. And then I read
Yeah.
the summary and it's like, fucking yikes. Yeah.
Next up, a movie I know I'm personally excited for, the quintessential quintuplets movie. It's coming to theaters, which was a huge surprise to me. I didn't expect that. Here in America, it's made by Crunchyroll. The genre is animation comedy drama. It's when teenage tutor Futaro Usugi has to finally choose between the five Nakano sisters who all have feelings for him at the school's upcoming cultural festival. So they had 2 seasons of the show, the quintessential quintuplets, and this movie is going to be like the wrap up for it all. I'm a huge fan of the show because it's very funny.
Yep.
I'm not usually one for romance or anything. Have you seen the show, Dan?
Yeah, I love this show. I read the
Oh,
manga as well. Yeah, so
it was
if
just
you
so
haven't
funny.
seen it out there, just watch the show because it'll give you it'll tell you whether or not you're going to like the movie. The trailer, sure, it's fine, but just they have the dub and everything on Crunchyroll, obviously. So
Yeah,
check that out.
and the dub's really good.
Miku is best girl, by the way.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say we better not have a fight here. Because, like, the whole premise is it opens with him getting married to one of them. And it's like, who's it going to be?
Obviously, they show him getting married in the beginning, but they're obviously based on the title quintuplets. So you
Yeah.
can't tell which one's which. Now, throughout the show, they have different hairstyles, and the one girl always wears headphones on her neck, and, different things to distinguish them. And it's kind of this, I think it's more deep than just in your typical, like, romance type of harem style anime. It's like, oh, you could pick which one you think looks the best or whatever. They all look the exact same, so it's
Hmm.
100% based on personality. So it's kind of a little message to people as well. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That the looks don't matter, right?
Especially because, like,
If
with
everyone
him,
looks the
yeah.
same.
Because, like,
So
when you're reading and watching it, that you can tell the difference between them when they have, like, when they look normal, but, like, the main character can't.
next is Emancipation, which is in theaters, which will be a limited theatrical release. It's an Apple original film, so I believe when it's on streaming, it's going to be on Apple only. Is that right?
Yeah. Apple TV, probably.
Which
I,
is an
I,
action.
yeah, well, I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and it doesn't even look like they're releasing at the same time. It just said theaters, so I was like, maybe they're doing the Glass Onion approach, where it's like it's gonna be in theaters for a week, and then it will be on Apple TV
Yeah.
a month later. Who knows?
And looking through like my Regal app and the Marcus Theaters apps, I don't see it come into our theater, but
Neither did
we'll
I.
wait and see. This is Will Smith trying to get another Oscar. Hopefully, he doesn't slap another host during this one. Um, it is an action thriller. A runaway slave, Will Smith, forges through the swamps of Louisiana. Wow, that's a tongue twister. On a
Yeah,
torturous journey to escape plantation owners that nearly killed him.
it looks like, hey, that movie 12 Years a Slave, which I actually did like, was really
Hmm.
good. Let's just do that again, but not as good.
Yeah. Speaking of things that I have no interest in watching,
Oh yeah, we have women talking, you know. Oh, then there's the movie Women Talk. No, there's Women Talking, which is coming to theaters. Another one where it's just like it says it's coming to theaters. I don't see it anywhere on like the Regal or Marcus stuff. But it's released by United Artists Releasing. It's a drama. The summary is do nothing, stay and fight, or leave. In 2010, the women of an isolated religious community grapple with reconciling a brutal reality with their faith. And if you read that, you might be like, what are they talking about? It's men. You
yep.
watch the trailer, it's like, oh, it's men.
Now, you might be surprised at this next one, but this one is called Christmas with the Campbells, which is an AMC Plus exclusive, which I don't even know I guess it's just an app. I don't know.
Yeah, it's where you get The Walking Dead because if you have one big hit show like HBO
That's not
did
still
with,
playing.
oh, it just wrapped up.
Oh my
They
goodness.
just had their final episode of The Walking Dead like a week or two ago. Yeah.
So this is an RLJ Entertainment production, and it's a comedy romance. When Jesse gets dumped right before the holidays, in hilarious fashion, mind you, watch this trailer by her boyfriend Sean. Her, sorry, his parents convince her to still spend Christmas with them, which is super weird.
Yeah.
And Sean's handsome cousin while Sean is away. So she gets dumped in front of like the big Christmas tree in New York, I would guess. He
like,
doesn't
the sex
want
is
to.
great, but
He's like, you want to give me? I just dumped you, but you want to give me a handy behind the porta potty over there? He dumps her, and he doesn't want to go home to see his parents for Christmas. So the parents loved her; they invited her home. I mean,
I guess she has nobody else in her family.
I guess, and the handsome cousin is Justin Long. So this is like heavy on comedy.
It's fantasy should be in there as well.
Yeah. And obviously, you know,
I love Justin Long, by the way. But
yeah. They spend some time together, and obviously the whole thing is going to be the romance. And I would put my bottom dollar on the fact that Sean is going to come back home later on in the movie.
That's in the trailer.
You know, oh, is it? Not in the trailer I watched.
So yeah, and the one I saw, like, he shows up again, and you see Justin Long looking sad as he's talking with her again, and I was like, okay, the trailer showed the entire movie. You know exactly what's going to happen.
God.
The trailer seemed fine. It didn't seem as bad as I thought it was going to be. This next one actually looked interesting to me when I was looking more about it. It's called Second Chance. It's by Showtime, and it's a documentary that chronicles the life of Richard Davis, the man who invented the concealable bulletproof vest, shooting himself 196 times over the course of his career to prove the effectiveness of his vest. But like the trailer for this documentary actually looked interesting, and I was like, this, you know, like it seems more about like the insanity of this man and the type of stuff that he would do to kind of show off this bulletproof vest. And they kept saying like, no, one misfire, you know, one thing that went wrong, and he could kill himself.
And this one has a mix of like real footage as well as newly shot footage for the movie. So it looks really interesting, and I'm probably going to watch this one. Last up on the list, and very certainly, possibly least, another Walt Disney production. This is Diary of a Wimpy Kid on Disney Plus. Now you might say, haven't we had 15 different iterations of this movie? Yes, we have. So this is an animation comedy drama, and it kind of, the characters look like they're from Doug. Have you ever seen that TV show back in the day?
It's like a 3D, but it's like...
That'll do it for us for the week. We'll catch you guys next week with more numbers, and I don't know what we're... Oh, coming up on the channel on Wednesday will be Violent Night review, and coming soon will be Gotham Knights, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and God of War. God of War at some point, because I hate to say it, but Scarlet and Violet has put God of War to the side. I haven't played it in over a week, so we will catch you guys later with more stuff.
Well done.